Okay, let's unpack this. That feeling, alarm goes off and bam, your brain just floods with everything you need to do. Not just today, maybe the whole week.
Oh, definitely. It can feel like you're already behind before you've even gotten out of bed.
Exactly, like being thrown into the deep end.
Yeah.
So today's deep dive is looking at something lots of high achievers use as a kind of life raft for that morning chaos,
Yeah.
the morning routine, an intentional one.
Precisely. We've sifted through quite a bit of material, everything from the neuroscience behind our daily rhythms to just, the practical habits of really successful people.
Think of this as us boiling it all down for you.
Yeah, getting to the essence of how to start your day feeling productive, positive, ready.
Exactly. We're not just talking about, waking up. Our mission here is to pull out the really valuable stuff on structuring those first few hours, better productivity, sharper thinking, just feeling better overall.
And doing it without making it sound like homework.
Right. We want it to be useful, actionable knowledge.
And what's really striking is how this idea, this deliberate morning start, pops up everywhere. Different fields, different people. It seems to be more than just like a personal preference.
Okay, so let's get right into it then. What's the fundamental power here? These morning rituals.
Well, at its heart, it's about creating structure, control, right from the get-go.
Taking charge instead of just reacting.
Exactly. It helps you build a more positive, focused mindset before the day really throws things at you.
It really does feel like those first hours set the tone, doesn't it? Like the opening scene of a movie.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, they're critical. They really influence your productivity, your mental clarity for, well, the rest of the day.
So a good routine means you step into the day with purpose.
Right. Rather than just, dealing with whatever pops up first.
Okay, so it's not just about checking things off the list early. It's the feeling, too. You mentioned psychological perks.
Absolutely. There's a big sense of agency, like you're in control. It sharpens your focus, clears the mental clutter.
And that feeling of getting something done early.
That's huge. That sense of accomplishment, even small things, can really boost your confidence and productivity all day long. It snowballs, kind of.
Okay, so it feels good. It works psychologically. But let's dive a bit deeper. What's actually going on, like in our brains and bodies? The science bit.
Ah, yes. This is where it gets really interesting. These morning habits, they directly influence our brain function.
How so?
Well, they impact the release of key neurochemicals, things like serotonin and dopamine.
Ah, the mood and motivation chemicals.
Exactly. They play huge roles in how we feel, our drive, our overall sense of well-being. Starting the day right can literally tune your brain chemistry beneficially.
So that morning jog, or even just reading quietly. It's not just nice, it's actually doing something positive chemically.
Precisely. And activities like meditation or focused reading, they also boost cognitive function, sharper focus, better concentration, maybe even memory, basically prepping your brain for the day's work.
Okay. And you mentioned our body clocks earlier, the circadian rhythms. How do they fit in?
Right, our internal 24-hour cycles. Aligning your morning routine with these natural rhythms is key. It boosts productivity because you're working with your body, not against it.
Example.
Morning light exposure. Getting some sun, say between 6:00 a.m., helps sync that sleep-wake cycle, makes you feel alert sooner.
Okay, that makes sense. We've got a kind of example schedule here.
Yeah, it illustrates the timing. So that morning light, 6:00 to 7:00 a.m., regulating the rhythm. Then maybe meditation from 7:00 to 7:30 a.m. to enhance mental clarity. And follow that with some physical exercise, maybe 7:30 to 8:00 a.m. to really boost your energy levels. It's about that sequence, working with your biology.
Leveraging biology, not fighting it. Got it.
Exactly. And we shouldn't forget habit formation here, neuroplasticity.
Oh, rewiring the brain.
Pretty much. Repeating these routines actually changes your brain over time, makes the habits stick, makes them easier, more automatic.
Okay, we've got the why, some of the how. Let's talk about a specific habit that comes up again and again with, high achievers, waking up early.
Yes, early rising. It's a very common thread. And it's not just about having more time necessarily.
What is it about then?
It's often about the quality of that time. Those early hours are usually quieter, less interrupted. Prime time for focus.
Which brings us to the 5 a.m. club idea from Robin Sharma. What's the gist of that?
The core idea is pretty simple. Waking at 5 a.m. gives you this solid, protected block of time for personal development, exercise, deep work. Whatever needs focus before the world wakes up and starts demanding your attention.
Seizing the quiet.
Exactly. That's the essence of it.
And the benefits people talk about.
Usually things like enhanced productivity because it's focus time,
Yeah.
better mental clarity in that early morning stillness, and just feeling like you've got a head start, which feels good, gives you a sense of control.
Right. But okay, for those of us who really like our sleep, 5 a.m. sounds intense. What about sleep quality? Isn't that crucial?
Oh, absolutely crucial. That's a really important point. Waking up early is great if you're getting enough good quality sleep.
So you can't just cut sleep short.
Definitely not. If you're sleep deprived, forcing yourself up early will probably backfire. You'll be groggy, unproductive. It's not about sacrificing sleep. It's about optimizing your sleep schedule so that waking up earlier feels more natural and energizing.
Finding that balance. Get enough rest to wake up early feeling good.
Precisely. It's about the whole 24-hour cycle, not just the wake-up time.
Okay, so if someone wants to become an early riser, what are some practical ways to do it without, shocking the system?
Good question. Gradual shifts are usually best.
How gradual?
Maybe just 15 minutes earlier every few days, instead of jumping from, say, 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. overnight, which is just painful. Let your body adjust slowly.
That sounds much more doable.
Anything else?
Yeah, evening prep helps a ton. Lay out your clothes, get breakfast stuff ready. Maybe even write down your main goal for the morning.
Reduces the friction in the morning. Exactly. Fewer decisions to make when you're still half asleep. Makes it easier to just get up and go rather than hitting snooze 10 times.
Minimizing those little hurdles.
Okay.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Mindfulness, meditation. These seem central to many routines. Why?
Well, they're incredibly powerful for starting the day with focus and calm, reducing stress right off the bat.
Setting a calmer tone.
Exactly. It helps you develop presence, which carries through into everything else you do. Less reactive, more composed.
And for someone new to meditation, what are some easy ways in? It can seem a bit intimidating.
Totally understandable, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Guided meditations are great starters. Just follow along with an app or recording.
Takes the guesswork out.
Right. Or even simple breathing exercises. Deep belly breathing, box breathing, just focusing on the breath for a few minutes. Some people even find alternate nostril breathing quite energizing.
So no need for an hour on a cushion right away.
Absolutely not. The benefits of starting with that mental clarity, even from a short practice, are significant. Less stress, less anxiety throughout the day, better concentration, better emotional regulation too, handling challenges better.
You mentioned a simple 5-minute mindfulness exercise earlier. Can you walk us through that?
Sure, it's really straightforward. Just find a comfy spot, sit or lie down, close your eyes if you want.
Okay.
Then just bring your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of air coming in, going out. Don't try to change it, just observe.
And when the mind wanders, because it will.
It definitely will, and that's fine. Just gently notice where it went without judging and softly guide your focus back to the breath. That's the practice. Just 5 minutes can really ground you.
Okay, that sounds very manageable. A good entry point. Now, let's get physical. Exercise seems to be another big pillar in these morning routines.
Yes, definitely. Morning exercise is fantastic. Huge impact on both physical and mental well-being. It sets a positive momentum, boosts energy levels naturally.
But again, time is often tight. Fitting in a long gym session before work, tough for many. Quick options.
Yeah, totally get that.
Yeah.
Luckily, you don't need hours. Quick 10-minute yoga routines are great for flexibility, focus. HIIT, high-intensity interval training, is super efficient. Short bursts of intense effort, brief rests, great cardio in minimal time.
Right?
Or even just a brisk walk outside. Or some bodyweight stuff at home, push-ups, squats, lunges, it all counts.
So it's not necessarily about duration, but consistency and intensity.
Exactly. And the hormonal benefits are significant even from short workouts. You get that endorphin release, the mood boost, stress reduction.
The runner's high kind of thing.
Sort of, yeah. And it helps regulate cortisol, that stress hormone. Better cortisol management means better alertness, better mental clarity.
You mentioned something called the minimum effective dose for exercise. Tell us about that.
Right. It's basically asking, what's the least amount of exercise needed to get the desired benefit? For mornings, this is great news, meaning you don't need a marathon session. A really effective workout could be just 7 minutes of HIIT, or 10 minutes of stretching, or a 15-minute jog. Short, potent routines can still give you a significant boost.
That's really encouraging. Okay, mind, body. What about fuel, nutrition? How important is breakfast, really?
Hugely important. What you eat or don't eat in the morning directly impacts your energy and productivity all day long. good breakfast, good hydration fundamental.
So maybe that grab-and-go sugary cereal bar isn't the best bet.
Probably not ideal for sustained energy, no. You want stuff that gives you steady fuel. Think complex carbs, protein, healthy fats.
Like what? Give us some brain-boosting examples.
Okay, oatmeal with fruit and nuts. Great for sustained energy. Eggs are fantastic protein for focus and keeps you full. Berries and yogurt, antioxidants, protein. Good stuff.
Sounds good. And hydration. You mentioned that too. How critical is water first thing?
Very critical. Even being mildly dehydrated messes with your brain function, your energy.
Wow.
So starting with a glass of water, that morning water ritual helps rehydrate you after sleep, kickstarts your metabolism. Some people add lemon, maybe helps digestion.
And is there an ideal time to drink that water?
General advice is pretty simple. Have a decent glass, maybe 8 ounces or so, pretty much right when you wake up. Then keep sipping with breakfast and through the morning. Consistency is key.
What about the timing of breakfast itself? Does it matter when you eat?
Generally, eating within an hour or so of waking can help get your metabolism going, but listen to your body too. Don't force it if you're genuinely not hungry yet.
Right.
But, like Zig Ziglar said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. That definitely applies here. Just starting the habit is key.
Great quote. Okay, we've got the theory, the science, the what. Let's look at real people. What do the mornings of successful folks actually look like? Any patterns?
It's fascinating to look at. Tech leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, artists. The routines vary, of course, but yeah, common themes definitely emerge. Intentionality is maybe the biggest one.
Okay, give us some names. Tech world first.
Sure. Sundar Pichai at Google reportedly wakes around 7 a.m., includes exercise, healthy breakfast. Satya Nadella at Microsoft starts with reading and, interestingly, a 30-minute meditation.
Interesting mix. Physical and mental prep.
Yeah.
What about entrepreneurs? They often have crazy schedules.
True. Richard Branson, famously early riser, 5:45 a.m., often gets in some activity like kite surfing. Tim Ferriss, author and entrepreneur, really emphasizes his morning meditation and journaling.
Kite surfing. Okay. Athletes. I imagine theirs are very physically focused.
Often, yeah. Conditioning is key. LeBron James apparently is up around 5 a.m. for workouts. Usain Bolt, during his career, often started with a light jog, healthy breakfast, fuel, and movement.
Makes sense. And creative types. Writers, artists.
They often use mornings for focused creative work. Stephen King has his legendary morning writing routine. Georgia O'Keeffe used to paint first thing.
Tapping into that fresh morning brain.
Seems like it. Even musicians Beyoncé apparently includes a workout and healthy breakfast. Lang Lang, the pianist, might start with practicing scales. It's about timing for their specific demands.
It's really cool to see the variety, but also those common threads. Intention, movement, fuel, focus. Okay, let's talk planning. How does that fit into a good morning?
Starting with a plan is huge for productivity, setting yourself up for success. So integrating some planning or goal setting into the morning gives you direction right away.
And journaling comes up a lot here, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Journaling is such a powerful tool. Clears your head, helps you figure out priorities, set goals for the day. Even just a few minutes makes a difference.
What kind of journaling works well in the morning? Specific techniques.
Simple stuff is often best. Gratitude journaling, just listing, say, 3 things you're grateful for, really shifts your mindset positively. Or intention setting, clearly writing down what you want to achieve today. Specific, actionable goals creates focus.
So, focused reflection, proactive planning. What about sorting through the to-do list? Any methods for prioritizing?
Yeah, a few useful ones. The Eisenhower matrix, sorting by urgent versus important, helps you focus on what really matters, not just what's shouting loudest.
Right, the important but not urgent stuff often gets missed.
Exactly. There's also the ABCD method, labeling tasks A, B, C, D by priority. Simple but effective. And task batch and grouping similar tasks, like all your emails or calls, together saves mental energy.
Good practical tools. You also mentioned visualization. How does that work?
Yeah, it's powerful. Taking a few moments to vividly picture yourself successfully completing your key tasks for the day.
Like a mental rehearsal.
Kind of. It boosts motivation, builds confidence. You're basically priming your brain for success.
Creating that mental blueprint. Okay.
Sure.
Now, something super relevant today. Technology. The digital detox in the morning. Hard, but sounds beneficial.
Oh, incredibly beneficial, and yes, often hard. In our world, being intentional about not engaging with tech first thing can make a massive difference to your mental clarity and focus.
There's a quote here from Laura Vanderkam.
Yeah, she nails it. The way we spend our morning sets us up for the rest of the day. By controlling our technology use, we can take control of our day. Powerful stuff.
So that reflex, grabbing the phone the second you wake up. Probably not ideal.
Generally, no. That immediate flood of notifications, emails, news, it pulls you out of your own agenda and into everyone else's. Starts the day reactively.
What's the alternative? Like a no phone first hour?
That's a really popular and effective strategy. Just carve out that first hour, maybe 30 minutes even, for your routine meditation, exercise, journaling, whatever, before the digital deluge.
Benefits.
Less stress, less anxiety right off the bat, more calm, more focus. Sets a much better tone.
Okay, I can see that. Even if it sounds challenging. What about email? That morning inbox dread.
Yeah, that's a big one. Key is not letting it dictate your morning. Try setting specific times to check email rather than having it open constantly. Maybe after your first focused work block.
Be intentional about it.
Exactly. Use filters, maybe autoresponders to manage expectations. Don't feel obligated to be on from the second you wake up.
And broader tech boundaries, beyond just the phone or email.
Creating tech-free zones helps, like no phones in the bedroom, maybe not at the breakfast table, gives your brain a break.
Mm-hmm.
But also setting specific unavailable times and using tools, app blockers, website blockers like Freedom and Self-Control can really help enforce those boundaries during your focus time.
Takes willpower out of the equation sometimes.
It does. It's about designing your environment for focus.
Right.
Like Tim Ferriss said, being busy is a form of laziness, lazy thinking, and indiscriminate action.
Ooh, punchy.
Right. Being intentional about tech helps you avoid that frantic, reactive busyness and focus on what truly matters. More mindful, more productive.
Okay, wow. We've covered a lot. The power, the science, habits, examples, planning tech. If you had to boil it down, what's the key takeaway for someone listening?
I think the core message is just how powerful a tool a good morning routine can be. It's not trivial. It genuinely enhances productivity, improves well-being, and helps you move towards your bigger goals.
And it's not about finding the one perfect routine.
Not at all. It's personal. The key is experimenting. Try one small thing, maybe that 5-minute mindfulness. Maybe prepping breakfast the night before. Maybe delaying the phone check by 15 minutes.
Find your own rhythm.
Exactly. Find what energizes you, what brings you clarity and intention. It's a personal journey.
Okay. And one final thought to leave people chewing on, something to provoke a little reflection.
Just this. Think about the ripple effect. How could even one small, consistent change to your morning ripple outwards, impacting your whole day, maybe even your larger life goals? What's one tiny habit you could experiment with starting tomorrow?